Hello everyone and welcome to another video of the Sky channel. Now in this video we are going to be talking about avians and how we can utilize avians to get the maximum benefit for our builds. So there are different types of avians and each of them come with their own unique benefits. For example, if you look over here, the aggressive lemon, its active skill is regenerates 5% of lost HP every 5 seconds. So it's somewhat of a regeneration based avian. Now keep in mind that they do have rarity, so this is a normal rarity, then there is a advanced rarity, and then there's a rare rarity. As you can see, the passives that you get in a normal one are fairly limited to yellow, purple, and blue, and then of course gray, which is basically negative bonuses. But as you go to more rare ones, you actually get these rare bonuses, which are of course much better. Now these passive bonuses that you're seeing in this list for each of the different types of avians are passive bonuses that they can be born with. And essentially, despite whatever parents they had, they can always get these as an additional bonus potentially. And this will make more sense in a little while once we start talking about breeding of the avians. But for now, just know that these are the list of passive bonuses that these avians can be born with regardless of their parents. Now you can also see the active skill for the dragon is that it deals 240% basic attack damage every 16 seconds of battle and increases the damage received by 15% for 5 seconds, and then it also deals 600% skill damage, 240% combo damage, 240% counter damage, again after a short delay, basically meaning that regardless of your class, it does do certain amount of damage. Now there are certain avians that are particularly good for certain classes. For example, if you were to take a look at this one, the Pumpkin Witch, every skill crit deals 600% area effect skill damage. Now it may just be an advance, but this active skill gives it a huge benefit because if you are a mage, you're going to be doing a lot of skill crits. And all those skill crits are going to have an extra 600% area effect skill damage added to them, making this a very good choice if you are a mage, even though it is just advanced. Now when it comes to the rare ones, you can see that each of them have a certain benefit that they add. For example, the Anubis, after doing all those different types of damage, it actually reduces the target's attack by 15% for 5 seconds. This one we already covered, and essentially it was actually increasing the damage received by the target by 15% for 5 seconds. This one has a 50% chance to deal an extra damage equal to 3% of the maximum HP. And then you have your special Duck, which essentially gives you a shield equal to 10% of your maximum HP for 6 seconds, and it also increases your attack by 15%. Okay, so you want to choose an avian that gives you the benefit that you're looking for and does a lot of damage. In my case, I'm an archer, and you can see that my main avian is basically a dragon because it does a bunch of damage and it increases the amount of damage that the targets receive, and that is fairly helpful as well. The other reason, of course, has to do with the passives, and you can see a 9% global combo, another 9% global combo, and then over here a 13.5% global combo, and of course I'm losing 4.5% global counter, which is fine because I don't counter much anyway. So a ton of global combo being offered here, and that's why this became my main avian. Now the interesting thing for you to note here is that there are so many of these different passives that you can get from this avian, right? There's a Super League, which is giving that combo. There's an all-round hitch, which is giving combo and global basic attack damage. Both are pretty helpful for me as an archer. Then there's a control, which gives you counter, which is helpful if you're a warrior. And then there's a reverse control, which is amazing if you're a warrior because it's giving counter and global basic attack damage. And then there's burst, impact, and infinite burst hit, which is giving skill crit damage. And then there's this one that's giving health, attack, and defense to avians. And then there's this interesting one like Meteor Feather. Combos have a 50% chance to restore 0.1% of maximum HP. Another one, after every skill crit, the active skill increases 6% more damage for 8 seconds, which is quite interesting. And then there's this Rage Slash. You get a 0.4% attack per second when you have HP above 50%, and it can stack up to 30 times. you can see how these can be extremely beneficial. The golden ones are pretty much the same, just that these ones actually came with 2. These ones are basically similar, but they only give 1 of those abilities, and they of course different abilities as well. The purple one gives something and takes something in return. Now the benefit of that is that whatever it's giving it more than even the rarest ones that we were looking at, right? So global combo 7.5%, not 5%, right? But of course you're losing something in return, skill crit damage, right? And then this one is the same for counter damage, and this one is another combo one that's actually taking away counter. And then the light blue ones, they basically give certain bonuses like basic attack damage, counter damage, combo damage, so it's not the global stats. And then the gray ones are basically reducing certain stats like basic attack damage reduction, counter damage reduction, combo damage reduction, etc. But the point I was trying to make is that there are so many different stats, but if you take a look at my Avians, you'll notice that these have a lot of similar passive attributes like one-sided attack, quick but dull, super crowd combo. You can see the quick but dull and one-sided attack, and here you can see the super league, super crowd combo, one-sided attack. And you must be wondering, how do I have so many of these similar ones? And the reason is because other than the fact that your avian can be born with either of those things that are mentioned, there's another way to get passive attributes into your avian, and that is through breeding. So if I am breeding this one, which has Super League, Global Crowd Combo, one-sided attack, and enhanced attack, and I breed it with this one, which also has Super League, Global Crowd Combo, and one-sided attack, there's a good chance that the children might inherit some of these different attributes. For the same reason, I'm trying to breed an avian that has Super League, Global Crowd Combo, and one-sided attack with somebody that has a quick but dull, because I'm hoping that the child will have those 4 that I mentioned earlier, as well as quick but dull. That would give 4 different sources of global combo, which would be pretty amazing. It also does not matter if your avian can be born with a certain attribute for it to actually receive that attribute through breeding of parents. So an aggressive lemon, which doesn't have any of the rarest passive attributes, could get the rarest passive attributes if it was born from a breeding of avians that actually do have that passive attribute, if that makes sense. So while it cannot ever be born with it by itself, if the parents have it and it is born of 2 parents, one of whom actually had it, it can actually have one of those attributes that are not even listed here. And a prime example of that is that I believe no speeding is only available on the duck. At least that's what I recall. And it's not really available for the dragon, right? But I have seen people have certain avians that do not have no speeding listed on their passive attributes list, but the children actually have it. And that is a good example that, if you find a very nice attribute, it may be worth breeding that avian and getting that attribute onto your avian so you can start having an avian that has all of the amazing attributes that you're looking for. Other than that, you probably noticed that the Super League right here, it gives 5% global combo and 50% bal crit damage. But if you go to this one, it's the same Super League, but it's giving 9% global combo and 90% bal crit damage. And the reason is because as you level it further, you have the ability to advance your avian every now and then. I believe it's like every 10 levels, right? So we just increase it by 10 levels right now. And it costs this spring to advance it further. So right now you can see it's a 5% global combo damage, 5% global combo damage, 7.5% global combo damage, and I'm getting a 120% basic attack damage. The moment I advance it, now it's 6% global combo, 6% global combo, 9% global combo, and 144% basic attack damage. And if I continued to follow this process, eventually I would have these stats starting the advancement that's at level 40. Now, standard leveling helps with the avian stats by itself, like the HP, attack, defense. It does have its own ones, but every time you advance it, you are increasing the passive attribute bonus. Now, this number growth over here determines how many of these fruits you would need to level up your avian. The lower the growth, the more amount of fruits are required to continue leveling it further. Okay, so I think that should make it pretty clear. And I'll summarize so it makes more sense. You want to choose an Avian that has an active skill that is beneficial for you, and you can check what are the different active skills that are out there and which one you think would help you the most. Then you want to have passive attributes that are extremely beneficial for your build. Like I have a lot of global combo. You might want global counter. You might want maybe the meteor feather, the one that actually heals you every combo. It really depends, and you can have a lot of these different attributes so it doesn't harm trying again and again until you get an Avian that works extremely well for your build. And as you level it further and advance it, these passive attributes actually increase. However, you do need to be careful about how you level them, because once you've leveled it and you decide to reset it for a different one, you do lose 20% of the leveling materials used to level up that Avian. So keep breeding the Avians until you have that perfect Avian that you can use for your build. And since I still have you here, I do want you to know that you can get between 10 to 35% bonus on in-game purchases in the Legend of Mushroom. All you need to do is follow the steps in the video that I'm sharing in the description below on how you can avail these bonuses. The steps are simple, and of course, I also explain how the whole process works and what's in it for each party, including myself, because I also benefit when you use my promo code. I hope this video was helpful for you. If it was, please like the video, please subscribe to our channel, check out our other Legend of Mushroom videos, and I hope to see you in the next one.